Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 624th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this is fought on a custom map hosted by Brotherhood member Crypto. And remember, this map has got a gentle slope going down from right to left. And our first teammate is the host of the game, Brotherhood member Crypto, and he has unusually got the Armenian faction. Now Crypto's got 5 archers, 9 infantry and 6 cataphracts. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. And I think he's got mixed upgrades on his infantry there. You can see those legionnaires there. I've got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And they say they throw pilers, and they are quite effective infantry. Obviously not as good as Roman infantry, but they are quite effective. And other units of his have got 7 upgrades. So he's got mixed upgrades on his infantry, but I think most of his legionnaires have got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack there. And let's quick look at the upgrades on his cataphract. I'm thinking they're going to be quite good. And oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 upgrades, fully upgraded cataphracts. That's 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And those of you who like statistics would like to know that that's going to give them a 13 attack and a massive 29 defense. And of course the cataphracts on Rome Total War we call the tanks of the ancient world, because they're armoured from head to toe, and used correctly they can be battle winning troops. But will those fully upgraded cataphracts make up for only 9 infantry? I guess we'll have to see. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Earth. Now a lot of you might not know this, but Earth was in the Brotherhood. He left the Brotherhood for a while and now he's rejoined us again, so it's nice to have him back in our ranks. Now Earth has got 8 infantry, 6 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, only 8 infantry. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see how well he uses those. And he's only got gold shield, gold attack on his 8 infantry. Okay, so not a lot of upgrades on a small amount of infantry, so I'm guessing he spent his money on his cavalry. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And so count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Now we know that cavalry does well with just gold shield, gold attack, but fully upgraded, it kind of makes it super cavalry. But will that fully upgraded cavalry make up for just 8 infantry? I guess we'll just have to see as the battle unfolds, but I'm sure you would agree 8 infantry, very small amount of infantry for the modern 31k battlefield, and it'll be interesting to see how well he handles that army during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought his very old Carthage army of 15 sacred band, spearmen, 2 slingers and 3 cavalry. Okay, I think I've explained this about my cavalry before. If you notice, I've only got 3 upgrades on. That's gold attack. Okay, I don't upgrade this cavalry because I don't expect it to fight head on against enemy cavalry or head on against enemy infantry. These guys are what I call my sniper units. I think we've talked about this before. I use these guys to take around the battlefield to hit enemy archers and to smash into the back of tired, engaged enemy troops. Okay, that's why I don't spend a lot of money on them, because they're not meant to fight enemy head on. As I say, they're kind of like my sniper units getting around behind the back of the enemy there. Okay, so there's my Carthaginian army. Be interesting to see how well it does during the course of the battle. Okay, our last teammate is a player I've never played with before called Zeta. We were 1 short of for our 4v4 battle, and he said that he could play 31k, so we've invited him in. Now Zeta has got 11 infantry, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, as I say, I've never played with this player before, so I don't know how good he is. It'll be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. And if you notice here, you'll see that his infantry have got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So I would think he has played 31k quite a lot before. Looking at his army build there, it's a pretty good army build. Quick look at his cavalry. And just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry, because he spent most of his money on his infantry there. So I think that's not a bad army. It'd be interesting to see how well he does. I think we've got quite a diverse army with Armenia, with Crypto, Rome, my Carthage, and of course SBQR with Zeta there. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have brother member Aurelius, who's bought the Greek cities faction. Now he's got 13 infantry, 2 archers, 1 slinger and an armoured cavalry general. Okay, and this is increasingly Aurelius's faction of choice. I've noticed he likes to bring Greek cities quite a lot, and he's got very, very good with them. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his Spartans there. I see he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his Spartans there, and of course he's got his 2 armoured hoplites as pilot shield units in front of his main battle formation. And if you have a look at his missile troops there, you'll see he's got a mixture of Rhodian slingers there. You can see the Rhodian slingers, and you've got the Cretan archers. Remember, I think the Rhodian slingers have got 40 slingshots, and archers in this game have got 30 arrows. And then he's got the armoured, general armoured bodyguard unit there. You don't see that bought very often with the Greek cities, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does with that during the course of the battle. And I see he's got 7 upgrades on that unit. As I say, this is increasingly Aurelius's faction of choice Greek cities, and he always brings a peasant unit. Remember, we've seen him use his peasant unit so effectively. He tries to get enemy troops to shoot their expensive arrows or throw their expensive pilers into the most cheap unit on the game there, the peasants. And as I say, as long as the peasants hold their ground, they'll soak up missiles as good as any other unit. And as I say, he uses that peasant unit very well with all the factions that he brings. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does that during the course of the battle. Now their next teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2, who's bought, and we usually bought the Rebels faction. And this is very, very unusual to see the Rebels faction. Those of you that have looked at the Rebels faction will know they haven't got a lot of good units. You know, and their morale's not very good on the Rebels as well, so it's very unusual to see a Rebels army bought here. So it'll be interesting to see how Man 2 gets on with it. Now there's the Amazon chariot archer unit there. As I say, you don't see this in any other faction except for the Rebels, the Amazon chariot archers. It'll be interesting to see how well they do. You can see there's 3 women there, the driver and the 2 archers. And then he's got Cretan archers there. Okay, and you just see Cretan archers under the Rebels banner, but there you go. He's got those long range Cretan archers, do a lot of damage. And then he's got heavy chariots here. Now he's gone for the Egyptian heavy chariots. Once again, unusual to see Egyptian chariots under the Rebels banner there. So as I say, it'll be interesting to see how well they do during the course of the battle. But also here's some interesting infantry that you don't see very often on the modern day battlefield, and that is Myrmillo gladiators. How often do you see Myrmillo gladiators on the 31k battlefield? And if you count the upgrades, you'll see that they are fully upgraded. Okay, 9 upgrades, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And those of you that like statistics, those fully upgraded Myrmillo gladiators gives them an 18 attack, 20 defense. Okay, they've got 2 hit points, plus they've got excellent morale. Okay, so 18 attack, 20 defense, 2 hit points, and excellent morale. So it'll be interesting to see how well this rebel army does during the course of the battle. As I say, not a lot of infantry there, but they are fully upgraded, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Okay, their next teammate is somebody who's called himself Striker Q, but is in fact Brotherhood member Uther. Now, Uther has got 12 infantry, 1 peasant unit, and 6 cavalry. And if you notice here something interesting, you'll see that he's incorporated his peasant unit in amongst his pilot shield units at the front of his battle formation. Okay, so as I say, a peasant unit has soak up enemy pilers as good as any other expensive unit, and I think that's an interesting inclusion there into his pilot shield unit, and might be worth looking at for newer players to Rome Total War. Might want to like to do that. His cavalry usually brings serious cavalry, and there you are, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his Praetorian cavalry. So that's a really good Uther army there, a tried and tested Uther army there, I would suggest. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member TR, who's bought a Seleucid faction. Now TR has got 9 legionnaires, silver shield legionnaires, 3 pikes, 2 archers, and 6 cavalry. And his cataphracts have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Quite a diverse team there. Greek cities with Aurelius. You've got Man 2 with rebels. You've got Uther with Scipii, and of course you've got TR with Seleucid. As I say, this should be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought something interesting here. Can you see that Zeta is moving his army from right to left there? So he's over on the right flank on the higher ground. Remember, this is a map that Crypto hosts on that slopes from right to left. The higher ground being on the right and the lower ground being on the left. So seeing that Zeta here moving his army from the right, the higher ground, over to the left is unusual there. Remember, most armies go for that higher ground because you do get a bonus from that. Okay, so as I say, unusual to see someone moving from the higher ground to the lower ground there. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought I'd give you a bit of a heads up here. I've bought this Carthage army for a particular reason, and that is to counter the Greek city's army of Aurelius. So my job for the team is to shadow Aurelius' army there. Okay, the only problem with shadowing another army is, of course, I can only react to him. I can only dance to his tune while I'm shadowing him. So, as I say, I've bought this army specifically to try and counter the Greek city's army of Aurelius. So I've got to shadow his army all the way through the battle. That was what the team plan is there. As I say, you can see that Zeta has moved over from the right flank there over towards the left flank. And if you notice here, you'll see that over here on this right flank, can you see that Man 2's got his chariots on the higher ground there? Okay, make no mistake, he's on the higher ground with the chariots for the downhill charge bonus that he will get by grabbing the higher ground there. Can you see? As I say, this map just slopes gently, but it does give a higher ground advantage if you get up onto that higher ground, obviously. And if you can see here, can you see that Earth is moving his infantry up onto the higher ground there? Can you see? He's like taking the ground that Zeta has moved from. Okay, so as I say, Zeta might not have realised that there's higher ground out there, because when you first look at this map, it's difficult to tell because it's such a gentle slope. But those of us that play this map regularly will know where the higher ground is, and that's why Earth is moving up onto that higher ground there. Okay, just like to show you a heads up on this. As you can see, as we looked at my cavalry earlier, remember I've only got gold attack on my cavalry. It's not built for head-on fighting, but it's built for getting in behind enemy troops. Now what I want to do is take my cavalry over there in a corner of the battlefield and just leave it there quietly. Hopefully the enemy won't notice it, and I can bring my cavalry into the fray just when I think it's time to bring it in. Okay, so just a heads up on that. That's what I'm going to do with my cavalry. Just move it over there, hope I'm not noticed, sit there until I'm ready to bring that cavalry into the battle. As I say, it's my sniper units there. If you notice here, I'm taking my slingers over with Earth's infantry there to help against that chariot archer unit. Remember that foot archers have got real problems in killing those chariot archers, especially when they get into Canterbury Circle. But slingers seem to be a lot more effective against chariot archers there. So that's why I'm sending my two Sacred Band slingers over with Earth's army there, just to help him against the chariot archer. In fact, I would think as soon as my slingers get close, Man 2 may well back that chariot archer off, which he's doing there. Can you see? You can see my slingers getting close there. Decided to back that chariot archer unit off there, as I say, because he knows that slingers will cause him a lot of problems there. But as I say, foot archers can shoot at them all day when they're in a Canterbury Circle and do absolute minimum damage there. So as I say here, you can see now Zeta's starting to move up the battlefield a little bit there. You can see our Armenian ally Crypto moving his Armenian infantry in a forward position there, nearest to the enemy there. Now I don't know whether he's going to be aggressive with Armenia. Armenia is looked upon as a lesser 31k faction by a lot of people, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles them. You can see here the enemy have got themselves all kind of together there, and they may well move together as a group towards us there, and they would probably certainly look at Armenia as probably a weaker target for them to hit, as I say, because a lot of people do class Armenia as a weaker 31k faction. As I say, you can see Earth here moving his infantry towards Man 2's rebel chariots there on the higher ground. As I say, it should be a cracking battle. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Aurelius' peasant units here that he deliberately brings to attract enemy archers and enemy pilers onto that cheap unit there. And if you notice there, can you see that Zeta there, Roman units are throwing their expensive pilers into this cheapest unit on the game, the peasant unit there. As I say, Aurelius really loves bringing this peasant unit, and we've seen in so many battles how he attracts expensive enemy arrows and expensive enemy pilers that are thrown into the most cheap unit in the game there, the cheapest unit in the game, the peasants. Okay, so as I say there, it's a great use of that peasant unit by Aurelius. He's probably the best user of a peasant unit in the game. As I say, look, you'd run over there closer. Look, come on, he's saying, throw your pilers at me. And that's exactly what our ally's doing there, throwing his expensive pilers into this cheap unit there. Look at all those pilers going in there. He's loving that. Aurelius would be absolutely loving that there. Is that peasant unit's really doing what he wants it to do. As I say, soaking up expensive enemy pilers, and probably expensive enemy arrows are going into that unit as well. So, as I say, nice use of that peasant unit there. If you notice here, can you see that Zeta has split his army into two? So as I say, he must be quite an experienced player. I looked at his army build and his battle formation, and now he split his army into two. He looks like he could be an experienced 31k player, but as I say, I've never played with him before. Here you can see that Earth has got onto the higher ground now. He's on that higher part of the slope, moving down towards the enemy. So remember, the higher ground gives you big advantages in this game. And as I say, you can see here that the enemy have got themselves in quite a tight formation there. Looks a bit defensive to me. The enemy team, a bit defensive to you. Does it look like that? And allows us to kind of get round wherever we want. And remember, my Carthaginian army is here to shadow the Greek cities army. That's the team battle plan there. So wherever the Greek cities army go, you should see my Carthaginian army go. Mind you, I'm a bit slow these days, so it might be a bit difficult catching up with the Greek cities when they do move. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you can see that Zeta is still throwing his expensive pilers into Aurelius's peasant unit there. So I'm not sure if Zeta has used all his pilers up there, throwing them into the peasant unit there, but he certainly has used a lot up. As I say, Aurelius is really good at using that peasant unit there. You can see Crypto here moving his Armenians forward there. Looks to me like he wants to be aggressive with those Armenians. As I say, you can see Earth here with his archers on that higher ground, so obviously his arrows will go further and do more damage, so that's why he's taking the higher ground here. And so you got his infantry there as well, ready to move down when necessary. Just want to draw your attention to this over here. Do you remember here you can see that Earth has got 4 of his infantry units there to counter the chariots of Mantu. Now make no mistake, Mantu wants to keep his chariots on the higher ground, so he gets a downhill charge bonus there. But as I say, Earth has countered those, if you like, with his infantry units. And as I say, here you can see Crypto putting his Armenian legionnaires there, ready to attack maybe the enemy troops there. Here you can see that Zeta has finally got rid of Aurelius's peasant unit there, sent a cavalry unit out there and finally got rid of it. But I think that peasant unit has done its job there and possibly attracted all of Zeta's pilers. So it'll be interesting to see if that makes a difference during the course of the battle, because this battle is very close and does go down to the wire, and that could make a difference. As I say, my Carthaginian army here, as agreed with the team, is to shadow the Greek cities army there. And of course, like I say, when you're shadowing an enemy army, I can only kind of react to the enemy army, and I kind of dance to Aurelius's tune here, as I say, as I'm shadowing his Greek cities army with my Carthaginian army there. Okay, but that's the team battle plan. That's what we've agreed there, and that's why I've bought that Carthaginian army, to try and counter the Greek cities. There you can see Aurelius using that Greek city unit, general unit there, but he could be hit by a second cataphract unit. Bang there, and that Greek city general there looks like he's been routed. But my guess is he probably will rally there. But as I say, you can see me bringing my Carthaginians down here towards the Greek cities of Aurelius there. Now of course I really want to kind of get to grips with the Greek cities army here, but I must be very careful. Let's just pause the game for a second here, because obviously I would like to attack the Greek cities army, or encourage the Greek cities army to attack me, but I don't want a face full of Scipioid pilers going into my units. Okay, that's what they would like. They'd like me to advance towards the Greek cities there, so that Uther could throw all his pilers into my units, greatly weakening them. So I must be very careful with my Carthaginians here when it comes to fighting with the Greek cities here. Because make no mistake, the enemy team will be looking to see if I get close enough for them to throw loads of pilers into me. And so I must keep my distance until the right time, if you see what I mean there. You can see TR's Seleucid there, units moving there. Remember, Seleucid is TR's faction of choice. He's got very good with them. He's got a very good army that he feels comfortable with. Right here you can see I'm moving my Carthaginians forward here to actually challenge the Greek cities to see if they want to come down on me. Now if you notice here, I'm on the lower part of the map. Okay, so I'm on the lower part of the slope there. So if the Greek cities attack, he will have a downhill advantage on me. Okay, this is what I'm trying to encourage the Greek cities' armies to attack. Right, so I'm here to attack the Greek cities. But could this be a mistake? Okay, now the reason I say that is because if Aurelius here and his teammates decide to attack my teammates over there, he's got a shortcut. Look, he can run straight through his allies and charge straight into my allies over there on that flank. Okay, can you see? He just goes straight through his allies and he's over there. If I want to get over to him, I've got to take the long route round. I've got to go all the way round there to get over there. And by that time, he could have caused mayhem amongst my allies. I can't follow the Greek cities through the shortcut, look, because Uther's Pilars from his Scipii army will decimate my unit. So I've got to go on the long route round there. So that might have been a mistake, bringing my Carthage army down there. And here's something you might find interesting. Okay, now we've talked about the higher ground on this slope. Okay, gives other troops advantages if you're on the higher ground. And I'd just like to show you something here. Can you see what these units are seeing? Feeling secure on the hill. Okay, so they feel they're on a hill there. So that means if they're on a hill, they get the downhill advantages, which means their pilers go further and do more damage. Their archers' arrows go further and do more damage. And of course, they get a downhill charge bonus as well. So I just wanted to show you that because this map is such a gentle slope that you wouldn't think that a team would get, a hill advantage there. But as you can see there, happy to be on a hill, secure, feeling secure on a hill there. So they're going to get all the downhill bonuses there. So when you play on this map, please remember that the higher part of the map, you're going to get all the downhill bonuses if you're up there. Okay, so it could be interesting when because Crypto hosts on this map a lot. So just remember the higher ground will give you a hill bonus, as you've seen there with those Roman troops feeling secure and happy on a hill. So as I say here, you can see the Greek cities generals moved back. Okay, now does he move back for a reason here? Does he think I'm going to run forward there to attack him and then allow all his Scipii ally pilers to come into my units there? And now he's moving forward again here. Look. It's like he's almost like he's playing a game, isn't it? Like you see, he's moving forward here. Now, is he going to attack? Is he going to take the downhill bonus here and charge into my Carthaginians that are on a lower part of the ground? No. You see how he moved forward there, like he's playing a game, and now he's running back up there. And this is what I was worried about. He looks like he's going to run through his allies, and they're going to smash into my allies on the other flank there. Right. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So here I am stuck down here, and the Greek cities could run through his allies and attack my Armenian and Juliite allies there. And I've got to go on the long route round to try and counter him there. So I think I've positioned my Carthaginian army maybe in the wrong place there, because now time is the essence. I've got to try and race round there. And can you see the way the enemy team are moving? They got the chariots. You notice there that man 2's bringing his chariots down from the part of the battlefield he's had on for ages. Plus they've got the Scipii cavalry there. Plus they've got the Seleucid cataphracts there. And plus they're bringing the Greek cities over here. And I reckon they're going to smash in to my Armenian and Juliite ally here on the other flank. This is a smart tactical move there by the enemy team. I think this could be a devastating attack here, and this could be a pivotal moment in the battle here. As I say, look at my Carthaginians all the way down there, and I've got to take them on the long way round there, where Aurelius just takes his Greek cities through his allies, a shortcut straight to attack my troops. So now I've up spears and I've got to run all the way round there. Time is the essence to try and get round there to counter the Spartans before they start hitting my Armenian and Juliite ally. The best thing for my allies to do is to pull back. I would suggest that they pull back there out of trouble. Now give me time to get up there. And that's what Crypto's doing with his Armenians. Look, he's pulling back. He can see massive attacks coming in here from the enemy troops. There you can see the way that Uther's moved his Scipii army there to try and block Zeta and my army there. And he's moving his cavalry to attack Earth's infantry there. You can see there's a massive attack being planned here by the enemy troops against our Armenian and Juliite ally there. You can see that's a really massive attack coming up there. And the Greek cities of Aurelius looking to be thrown in here against our Armenian ally. As I say, the best thing for our troops to do is to pull back. Don't take on the Greek cities. Armenian infantry just would be chewed up by the Spartans there. Right, you can see I'm running my Carthaginians around there as fast as I can. Time is the essence here to try and counter the Greek cities there. But that's the best thing our team could have done. Withdraw, pull back. Good tactical move there by both Earth and Crypto there. And you can see Zeta's got one half of that SBQR army there as well. And luckily I've managed to, my team has bought me time to get my Carthaginians up here now to try and counter the Spartans. Okay, but that was a really good battle plan there by the enemy team. And if my Armenian ally and Julio ally had stood their ground there, I think they'd been smashed by massive cavalry hits, plus the Greek cities would have hit them as well. Okay, so as I say here, you can see that the Spartans are almost looking like they're going to attack my Julio ally. And as soon as my Carthaginians get close, it wouldn't surprise me if he pulled back. See, it's almost like the Greek cities general's like playing a game here. He knew my Carthaginians were approaching there, but he still moved them up close to my allies and then pulled his Greek cities back there. It's kind of like, almost like he's playing a game. Do you see what I mean? There. He knows that I'm tracking his army. He knows I'm shadowing his army there. As I say, you can see the chariots there, ready to charge in when Man 2 thinks it's right to charge them in there. Plus you've got that heavy Seleucid cavalry there as well. So as I say, here you can see that Earth is charging his Julio infantry against these couple of hoplites. But if you can notice there, can you notice it is down the slope? See, I'm hesitant to call it a hill, because it's just like a slope to me. But as I say, you saw the infantry earlier saying they were, you know, happy to be on a hill. So I suppose that's the game classes that as a hill there. Just to make a note, please, can you see I've got my Carthaginian cavalry over there, my Sacred Band cavalry. Remember what I said? They're not upgraded enough to come in head on, but they can be used as sniper units and annoying units behind the enemy battle line there. So as I say, I'm going to bring them in when I think it's necessary, but at the moment they're just being quietly sat over there, fresh units, full fresh units, ready to bring in when I'm ready. As you can see, TR's Seleucid infantry there, those legionnaires. Let's say I've got my Carthaginian army there now ready to engage the Greek cities army when we can get close to them. Okay. So as I say here, it'll be interesting to see who's going to make the first move, whether we're going to attack or whether they're going to attack. There you can see one of the hoplites, Greek cities hoplites, has just been routed there by a few of Earth's units there. You can see he looks like he's going to rout the other hoplite unit there as well, bringing all his Julio infantry there. You can see TR's cataphracts there, ready to hit us. Remember, TR's cataphract's got 8 upgrades on it. He's got his Silver Shield Legionnaires there as well, which are quite good infantry. The Legionnaires there are quite good. But as I say, most people that bring Seleucids tend to stick with the pikes. And over here you can see our archers are shooting in to the enemy troops all the time there. Okay, so as I say, with the uphill advantage that we've got now, as I say, this Armenian ally and Earth's Julio troops there has got that uphill advantage there. So of course, when you charge downhill, you get the downhill charge bonus, which is probably what they're looking to possibly do here. And you can see the enemy Greek cities and the enemy Seleucid troops are moving towards our Armenian and Julio ally there. Can you see that? Moving towards, looks like they're going to be aggressive there. And you can see our Julio ally and our Armenian allies cavalry are locked and loaded, ready to charge down that slope or down that hill at the first opportunity they can get. Looks like they're going after the Seleucid cataphracts there. See Earth charging. Oh, he almost got him there, didn't he? Almost hooked him there, and he would have charged all our cavalry in there. Plus, those Armenian infantry would have probably been thrown in there as well. Okay, so it's a really cat and mouse game at the moment, as you can see. Very tactical, very strategic here, and it'll be interesting to see who's going to strike first. Whether it's going to be us or whether it's going to be them. There's an overall view of the battleground. As I say, you can see the chariots at the back, and here comes the Murmillo gladiators there. Remember, fully upgraded, 18 attack, 20 defense, 2 hit points, excellent morale, excellent specifications, 7 units of them there. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do during the course of the battle. As I say, Zeta split his army into 2 there. Looks like he's moving one of his armies forward there towards the enemy. Don't forget, these Cretan archers, rebel Cretan archers of Man 2 have been shooting into us for a long time there. And looking at the positioning of our armies here, it looks like we may well be looking to attack. Here I can see Aurelius drawing his Spartans back here behind his allies. So it'll be interesting to see where he's going to strike with those. He may well go for our SBQ or ally there. Maybe that could be a quick run over to try and take them out. As my Carthaginians are, as you can see, quite a long way away from my ally on that particular flank. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to strike first, whether it's going to be us or whether it's going to be the enemy there. So you can see Crypto here. You can see he's been aggressive with Armenia all the way through the battle. He really wants to get to grips with the enemy with those Armenian infantry of his. Plus, he's got his cataphracts here. Crypto's got his cataphracts, which are, of course, maximum upgraded. And he's ready to charge into the enemy as soon as he can there. Let's say it's unusual for someone playing Armenia, which is looked upon as a lesser 31k faction, to be so aggressive. You can see him throwing his pilers there into the enemy troops. He might throw his pilers and then withdraw his Armenian troops. That's what he's doing. Let's see. He's come forward, thrown his pilers into the forward units of Seleucid, and then pulled his units back. A nice tactical move there. He's weakened those units, ready for battle later on when we get into the hand-to-hand fight. As I say, when the actual hand-to-hand fighting starts, this is going to be a cracking battle, and I wonder which way it's going to go. Just let me tell you, it's going to go right down to the wire. Okay, at this stage of the battle here, you can see that Aurelius looks like he's going to move his Greek cities towards Zeta's, one of Zeta's armies there. Okay, so that's what it looks like they're going to do, and it looks like, if you notice, there seems to be a lot of movement in all of their team. So it looks like they're going to be very aggressive here, and as I say, you can see Uther moving his Scipio troops forward. You can see the Seleucid troops being brought over here, and as I say, you can see the Greek cities here charging towards one of our SBQ or allies' armies there. Okay, as I say, very aggressive move here by the enemy team. And as I say, I'm trying to play catch up here with my Carthaginians here, trying to catch up with the Spartans there. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if the Spartans maybe pulled back here, or maybe they've decided they really want to take on my Carthaginians right now, especially with these chariots coming up round the flank as well. Man 2's brought his chariots round. Remember, he had his chariots in behind the enemy team there. And remember what these chariots do. Not only got a massive attack specifications, but look at the fear factor. Frightened by chariots. Frightened by chariots. My Carthaginians frightened by chariots. So the morale of all our troops are dropping now like a stone, with these chariots there bringing that morale sapping fear factor. Okay, but here I want to try and engage the Greek cities there. You can see our allies' joint cavalry here. Now this could be a pivotal part of the battlefield here. Our Julia and Armenian ally going to smash into the flank of Uther's Scipio army there. Now whether Uther's going to see that coming and move those infantry units, we'll just have to wait and see. And there goes the Armenian cavalry going in there, and bang, as he smashes in there. You can see the Julian cavalry going in there as well, and bang, as they smash in there as well there. A nice combination hit there. But you can see the enemy are turning their infantry and cavalry towards our allies' cavalry charge there. Plus you got the Seleucid pikes charging in there as well. Let's just pause again for a second here. So look at that massive cavalry charge there. I think Earth and the Armenian cavalry there was all maximum upgraded there as they charged in. Plus you can see Zeta here now needs to get his army, that particular army, charging into the flank of the enemy Scipio troops there. Here you can see I've got my Carthaginians engaging the Greek cities there. Okay, now I can see that Aurelius has brought 3 of his units around my flank, so I'm going to keep these 3 units on my flank. They're ready to engage the 3 units of those Spartans there, while I take the bulk of my army on into the Greek cities. Okay, if you notice, Zeta's got one of his armies up behind my Carthaginian army there. I can see one of my Carthage units routing already. Okay, So this is going to be a real tussle here on this flank, and this could be a make or break of the battle here. Okay, make no mistake about this. This is a nice move here by Aurelius, bringing those units around my flank. But over here, that you can see our cavalry charging in there. There you can see now we're pulling back. You can see that Earth's charging his fully upgraded Julii cavalry in there as well. But you can see the enemy there almost ready to receive those cavalry hits there. Okay, you can see the cataphracts there of the Seleucids ready to engage, and you can see it's a real tussle. Remember, we are the green, the purple, and Armenia here. You can see here that Crypto's charged his Armenian cataphracts in there into these Julii units, but you can see the enemy are counter-attacking with their cavalry and infantry there. You can see Uther's got his cavalry locked and loaded there. As I say, I think this flank here, to be honest, is going to be a pivotal and decisive part of the battle. Whoever wins there is going to go on to win the battle there, and it doesn't look very good for our team at the moment. There you can see we're charging there. You can see some of our allies' units starting to rout. The Seleucid cataphracts, some of them are in there already, some of them are locked and loaded. So you got Uther's Scipii cavalry ready to go in now. Zeta here, I think, needs to run that army forward there, run it forward and charge into the flank of those Scipii troops. So I know Uther's cavalry is threatening them there, but they need to do something there, I think. Over here you can see my Carthaginians here up against the Spartans. Okay, you can see my Carthaginians are making inroads into those Spartan units there. I'm really trying to take them out. You can see that Zeta's got some of his army units, infantry units in behind my Carthaginians there to help me against the Spartans there. But really, I think our allies on the other flank need as much help as they could get, and I've just seen a classic move here by Man 2. I'll show it to you in a minute, but here you can see, look at the cataphracts charging in there. I mean, oh my gosh, this is some kind of battle here. Look at those Seleucid cataphracts, the Armenian cataphracts, the fully upgraded cavalry of Julii here. And here come the chariots. This is what I want to show you. This is a fantastic, pivotal part of the battle here, that Man 2's brought his chariots in just at the wrong time from our point of view. He's going to charge those chariots into the back of our engaged infantry there with the fear factor and attacking specifications they bring, and that could be end of game. Make no mistake about that. You've got Uther's cavalry locked and loaded, ready to charge in any direction, but those chariots could be killers there of this game. Remember, I've still got my 3 cavalry units over here that I'm holding back. I'm trying to be cool with these units. I don't want to bring them in hot-headed. I want to try and be cool, and I want to bring them in at the right time. So that's why I'm keeping them over there. They're fresh, they're fully intact, and I want to bring them in if I can at the right time. But here comes Man 2's chariots here. Looks like he's going to smash into the back of my allies there. But over here, I can see my allies are under a heck of a lot of pressure on the other flank. So I really want to try and do as much damage to these Spartans as I can. And if I've got any units left, charge them over to that other flank to try and help my allies here. Because, as I say, I can see a heck of a lot of trouble here, especially with those chariots charging into the rear of our units there. You can see, as I say, the chariots, even though they haven't had any impact yet, there will be sapping morale away from enemy troops. Right, okay, so here I've managed to take out the Spartans. You can see the dead red cloaked Spartans on the ground there. I've upped spears, and I'm now running my Carthaginians over as fast as I can to the other flank. Okay, so you can see I've upped spears. I'm trying to get over to the other flank there, because I can see my teammates are under so much pressure there. Okay, I've still got a couple of units here trying to finish off the last of those Greek city units, along with Zeta's infantry units there. But I'm now running over there as fast as I can to try and help my allies. But as you can see, a lot of our units are starting to rout here under the pressure of the enemy attack. Okay, those chariots are coming in now. Look at those chariots coming in on our Armenian ally. The Seleucid cataphracts just started. Here comes Uther's cavalry, probably going to smash in as well. Look, and there they go. Bang! As he charged in there. Remember, we are the Red Julii, the Armenians, and the SPQR. Okay, so at a glance there, you can see which of the units routing are Armenian and Julii units there. Can you see Crypto's Armenian units and Earth's Julii units there getting routed there by this massive enemy attack? I'm running my Carthaginians over as fast as I can to try and help there. But here you can see you've got the Murmillo gladiators there fully upgraded, plus those Seleucid legionnaires in there, plus all their cavalry, and they've just hit at the right time, plus those chariots coming in behind. So I'm running my guys over as fast as I can to try and help my allies, but I think I'm going to be too late here, possibly too late. As I'm running over there, you You can see my Carthaginians just arriving there as all my allies are routing. Oh my gosh, couldn't get over there quick enough to help my allies, and this could be, well, it's going to be the end of the battle now, I think, isn't it? Let's just pause the game for a second here, maybe. No, not pause it then, but you can see here a lot of Scipio infantry attacking my battle damaged Carthaginians. Remember, my Carthaginians have been very battle damaged after fighting the Spartans. You can see units of mine starting to rout already, and as I say, all my allies basically have now been taken out. There's a few battle damaged units of Earths there. You can see 17 men in that one, 21 men. That seems to be the sum total of his army. Look at the enemy cavalry locked and loaded here. Enemy infantry there as well. Okay, Zeta's still got some infantry left, but he needs to use them thoughtfully and tactically. Otherwise, because with the enemy cavalry and chariot advantage there, we could be in trouble. I see all of our Armenian ally has now been taken out. You've got those chariot archers coming in behind to shoot into the rear of us here. As I say, Zeta's still got lots of his SBQR units left, but he needs to use them tactically here. And you can see my general has been routed there. Okay, he isn't killed, but he's been routed, and you can see my units are very battle damaged from fighting the Spartans there. So you can see things not looking very good for our team here. Let's say Zeta's still got a lot of his SBQR units left, but as I say, he needs to use them tactically and thoughtfully here. Otherwise, with all the cavalry advantage that the enemy team have got, he could be caught out a little bit there. Okay, so as I say, I'm pushing forward with my Carthaginians there into the enemy infantry. I'm just going to keep pushing forward, try and do the best I can here against all the enemy troops that are left. Here you can see Zeta's infantry moving forward as well as my Carthaginians. We're kind of moving forward together. But look at these, bang and bang, as Zeta's units get smashed by two Seleucid cataphracts there, going into them. Now those units are in danger of breaking there. If they break, that's the bulk of his army is just going to be taken. Another Seleucid unit going in there, and bang, it smashes in there. Oh my gosh. I see there's a chariot unit in there behind him as well. Okay, so you can see most of my SBQR allies units have now been routed. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So as you said, you can see here, look at the enemy team here, the Scipii, the blue Scipii, the Seleucids there. So you can see there how well they're doing. And you can see most of my SBQR allies have gone there. You can see that they've still got two generals left, the Scipii general and the Seleucid general. My general's just come back to the fray, but he has now just been routed there, almost on impact from that cavalry unit. Okay, you can see, here comes Scipii cavalry going in there, and bang, as they smash into my Seleucid. And then you can see the cataphracts of Seleucid going in there, and bang, as they smash into my Carthage units there. Oh my gosh. Right, now I just want to show you something. Remember, I kept my cavalry back to the end. I'm now going to charge them in. They're fresh, full units there. And make no mistake, remember, I've come in from there. I've kept them over there. I'm now going to charge them in. They're fresh, full units. I'm looking to try and take out that Scipii general if I can, or severely weaken him. I'm charging that cavalry unit in there. Let's say I've got Seleucid cataphracts coming into me. I've got Scipii cavalry coming into me. I've got Seleucid infantry coming into me as well. And you can see my Carthage units are starting to rout here, but I have built my cavalry in that I kept in reserve for a long time, and here they come, and bang, as I smash into the enemy troops here. As I say, I want to go for that Scipii general if I can. I want to try and take him out, but as I say, that cavalry might not take that general out, but they'll be doing a heck of a lot of damage to enemy troops here. Make no mistake about that. Okay, that cavalry will be doing a lot of damage to enemy units there. You see that Scipii cavalry charging the boosters again, and bang, and it smashes in there. So I'm still moving my Carthaginians about, still trying to be aggressive with my spearmen. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. Just like to show you something here. Can you see that my general has been routed? Okay, so there's no general morale bonus for our team at all. All our generals are dead, and you know how important morale is. Just want to show you here, can you see that both the Scipii general, okay, and the Seleucid general are still alive, still giving morale bonus to the enemy troops there, and we've got no general morale bonus at all here. So the chances are, if they get a few of my Carthage units to rout, I'm going to have a mass rout here, because all my units are tired, they're battle depleted, And you can see there, that's Mantu's chariot archers. Make no mistake, I'll be shooting into the rear of my troops. Another one of my Carthage units has just been routed there. You've got Uther's cavalry ready to charge in as well. You see, he's got battle damaged cavalry, but they could still be quite useful there. And there they go, get ready for this, and bang, as he charges in there with that cavalry. Oh my gosh. My infantry still managing to hold it. Here comes some more Mermo gladiators. Here is, and this is a nice hit by our Julii ally. Earth coming in from 2 directions with his cavalry. That would have killed a lot of enemy troops there. It was a nice cavalry hit there by Earth there. As I say, you can see those Murmillo gladiators fully upgraded fighting my Carthaginians. You can see Seleucid Armenian, Seleucid legionnaires there fighting as they're pushing in onto my Carthaginians there. But gradually there, we're managing to kill a lot of the enemy troops. I think we've taken out the Scipii general. The Seleucid general is still there, so you can see I'm heading towards the Seleucid general with my spearmen there, trying to take him out. If I can't, good, we've routed the Seleucid general there, so that's good news for us. And I think we've actually killed him there. So it looks like we've, just like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. I think there's just that Seleucid unit are going to get hit by cavalry, and bang, that's routed on impact there. So let's say it looks like our team has managed to go on just about to win this battle there. If you notice there, Zeta's got what, 3 units left maybe? Very battle depleted units. Zeta's got 3, just 3 units left there. Yeah, and you can see my army is very, very battle depleted. Oh, there's another unit of Zeta's there with 13 men in. And Earth has got 1 battle damage unit there. Another very battle damage unit there. Got 3 units left. That's all that Earth has got there out of his entire army. Our Armenian allies' army has been completely routed, but you can see here how much of a battle of attrition this really was. If we look over here, it's quite a spread out battle in some ways here. You can see the red cloaked Spartans, as we've seen before. They always show up when they're dead on the battlefield there. You can see how many of them were killed. And if we move across the battlefield here, you can see there's like skirmishing going on here. This looks a little bit more intense here of the dead. And then we move over to the major, intense, most heated part of the battle here, where it looked like our team had lost there with the impact of the enemy there. What a massive battle that was. And look at the cataphract dead here. Look at those cataphract dead there. Oh my gosh. That just bears testament to how much of a grinding down battle this really was. And I think there's one unit here where Mantu's got his Amazon archer chariots there, chariot archers there, I think, and that's all he's got there. A couple of those archer units left, and that's all he's got. So my guess is he will admit defeat soon there. You can see the Greek city's general there fighting to the last man. Can you see there? It's the last man there. I think he's probably going to rout. There you go. He's routed as well. So that's the Greek city's general just been taken out. Let's say Mantu's just got a couple of units left. And as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if he admits defeat there. Let's say you can see my battle damaged Carthaginian units left. And that's the entirety of my army. Now whether Mantu's going to alt attack and charge these units in alt attack, or whether he's just admitted defeat. So let's say our team has just about managed to go on to win the battle there. And I think we really did snatch victory from the jaws of defeat there. First thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Everybody played really well. And as I say, I was really surprised to see an average victory. What did you all think? I thought this was going to be a very, very close victory. Did you? I don't know how they worked out it was average, because looking at the troops that we got left, I thought it would definitely been, close. Highest kills in our team goes to Brotherhood member Earth, 1,586. So well done to Earth, got some good kills there. But the highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Uther, 1,617 kills. So really well done to Uther there. Highest kills in the game, played extremely well. Really well done. So well done to Brotherhood member Aurelius. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to with Greek cities there, but he was very aggressive towards the end. So well done to Aurelius of Greek cities, his faction of choice. Well done to Mantu. Look at the kills he got with his rebel army. Who would have thought he'd got that many kills with a rebel army? So well done to him. As I say, well done to Uther, highest kills in the game, really played well. He did extremely good with his Scipio army there. And well done to TR, got some good kills with Seleucid, his faction of choice. So really well played, guys, great game there. Really well played. That Carthaginian army of mine didn't do too badly. Was quite pleased with the way that it did there. Not too bad. Well done to Crypto. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but I thought he did extremely well there with Armenia. Some people class as a lesser 31k faction. As I say, well done to Earth. Second highest kills in the game. Really well played. And well done to Zeta there. Got some quite good kills with SBQR. So really well played there. So just to say, really well played there. I thought it was quite a diverse battle as well for our team. Look, Carthage, Armenia, Rome. And for the other team there, Greek cities, rebels, Rome and Seleucid. So it's quite a diverse battle there. So really well done. I was just going to say, if you enjoyed this battle, please leave a comment in the comments. It's always nice to read what you think about our battles, or please leave us a thumbs up as well. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.